here, 15, I've said positive, this to the right is positive, right? 15, is it going to the right? Yes. BJ, is it going to the right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, now it's not all of BJ, it's just the horizontal part of BJ, yeah? Now, can you see how when I have this, they can't both be there and equal 0, right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to say that minus BJ equals 15, or another way of writing that is BJ equals minus 15, right? Which is another way of saying BJ equals 15 to the left like Beyonce. Yeah? So what that means is that we've assumed here, we made an assumption, we said assume to the right. Yeah? Assume tension, therefore to the right. Whereas in actual fact, the answer is the assumption was no good, therefore compression. So we now know that our answer is going to be in compression. So what we need to do is we need to say, well, okay, the horizontal component of BJ is 15. What is the total amount for BJ? Well, to do that, what we need to know is we need to know what is the size of this triangle. This triangle here is 3 and 4. So what is this size?
5.
Excellent. I'm so impressed that you knew that. Now, you possibly didn't know that, right?
I did not know.
Because what we need, the rule is that the hypotenuse equals a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So 4 squared plus 3 squared equals, well,
25.
25. What's 25 squared? 5.
Oh, square.
Yeah, this is called a 3, 4, 5 triangle, and it's something you should just be familiar with. Okay, now, if you didn't know that, right, you could use trigonometry to find this answer. But for me, I find it's just way easier to say 15, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to write it this way. I'm going to write BJ. Okay, so whenever, we've talked about this before, that whenever you talk about similar triangles, right, if we have x equals, like, x over 2 equals 3 over 4, right? Yeah, what would that answer be? What's 3/4 of 2?
25.
Great, I'm glad we got there. Okay, can you see? Always better to, you could also write that same equation like this, right? But it's much harder to do the algebra if you write it that way. Yeah? Always write the algebra like this, yeah, with the unknown on the top. So, with the unknown on the top, we're going to instead write BJ compared to 15 is the same as 5 compared to 4. Does that make sense? BJ, this thing here